Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO Harry Potter news video. So today we're talking about the long-awaited set number 76417, Gringotts Wizarding Bank Collector's Edition. This is an 18+ set releasing on September 1st, 2023 worldwide, including 4,804 pieces, total of 13 minifigures in this set, all of which I believe are exclusive, which is crazy. Well, I guess except for Hagrid. And the set will retail for the price of $429.99. Yeah, that's a big price to swallow, and looking at this build, I am so impressed. First things first, I just have to say this looks exactly the way that I pictured it in my mind, which is the exact same way that the mock that everybody's been showing of this set based off the rumored description, and it's just crazy how LEGO is able to capture this and make it also so then you can actually have the buildings over the underground, but also remove it from the entire situation and just add it on to the rest of your Diagon Alley expansions that were released back in 2020, and it's a dream. I'm so happy with it. First thing that I wanted to talk about when it comes to the set are the minifigures, and LEGO really went all out with these character designs. We're going to start with the two that are probably the least exciting, and those are the characters from the Philosopher's Stone. We get a brand new version of Harry, and yes, I say brand new because the facial expression is the newly released one from the Hogwarts Express as of this summer. Ruby's Hagrid returns, looks to be the same exact one that we got back in 2018, no surprises there. Then we move on to the Deathly Hallows, and here is where things get really exciting. We get Harry Potter in his Deathly Hallows appearance. We get a brand new torso print, as well as I believe a brand new facial expression for the Deathly Hallows, which they'll hopefully end up using in other sets down the line. Ron Weasley appears as his Death Eater alter ego, Dragomir Daspar. You get a brand new print for the torso, as well as that double-sided facial expression, one for Dragomir and one for Ron, which I really love how they also have the water dripping down on Ron's face just to represent when the spell breaks. That's really amazing. Next up, we have Hermione Granger, who uses the Polyjuice Potion to transform into Bellatrix Lestrange. Now we finally get printing on the skirt piece. Thank you, LEGO. I'm so happy with that. Overall, really great figure. You get a double-sided facial expression, one for Bellatrix, one for Hermione, and you also get another hairpiece for Hermione, which it looks like her hair is all soaked from the water again, which breaks the spell for the trespassers. Another thing I have to note about her figure, which I am so happy that they made a brand new print for, is that we actually get her bag, and I am so happy with that. Thank you, LEGO, again, for just the attention to detail is amazing. Moving right along, we get 5 goblins in this set, and I couldn't be happier. Works very well to just fill out the building, even though the building isn't as interior space-wise isn't very great. First off, we get Griphook, which looks very similar to the one that we got in the collectible minifigures series. We do get arm printing, which is great on this figure, and same exact hair-ear combo that you saw for that figure as well. Don't know if the facial expression is the same one that we saw in the Advent calendar or not. We'll have to wait and see. We also get Bogrod in this set. We get a brand new torso print, brand new facial expression, which is different from any of the other goblins in this set. The hair-ear combo does appear on one other goblin, which I honestly don't mind. If anything, it's great that they were able to include him as well as the Clankers, and yes, I'm so happy that LEGO is paying attention to these small little itty-bitty details even from the book. The last of our named goblins is Rickbert, also from the Deathly Hallows, manning that top table that's serving all the customers. Really cool to see him. Brand new facial expression. Printing for the torso may be also exclusive, I'm not sure. And for our last 2 goblins, they both have the same exact torso print. Dual molded arms is amazing. Different facial expressions, that's crazy. And also you'll see that same hair-ear combo that you saw for Griphook for one of them, and then the other one has more of an orange hair look, which I think is really great. And finally, to round out our minifigure selections, we get a Death Eater, which looks really menacing. You get a brand new torso print, brand new facial expression. I do kind of wonder if the other side of the face represents Travis. That is really the figure that I would love to see included based on the books and such. And finally, we get 2 of the wizard guards, which were protecting Gringotts during the Deathly Hallows because, you know, Voldemort wanted people everywhere and such, and you get brand new torso prints there. Facial expressions, I believe, should be reused facial expressions, and you also get the cop hat piece, which was introduced in the collectible minifigures way back when. No doubt the main draw of this set for many is going to be just the bank itself, Gringotts, and it is a little disappointing for those who really just wanted that location and not all the stuff that's underneath it, because if they just released the building itself with, I guess, the magical menagerie next to it, it would have been cheaper than $430, and people would have bought it up even more than they probably are going to, because who has 30 inches of space to display both of those things together? I mean, most people may not even build the underground, they just might even just build that top section and have done with it. But as a whole, I am really pleased with how this looks with the rest of the Diagon Alley setup from back in 2020. I think for sure the best way to display it is shown from the very back side of the box, and is probably the most accurate way to display all of those sets together. But also seeing how LEGO displayed it in the lifestyle pictures, I don't really mind it that way. I mean, I was gonna have it at the very end of my display. Another thing I should note is the place that I did plan on putting this, it does not fit the entire underground section, just the bank itself, so that's probably how I'm going to display it. Maybe put another shelf underneath the bank and just have the underground on a separate shelf. That's probably how I'm going to display it. We'll have to wait and see what happens when I actually get it. Another big thing I have to talk about is the interior of Gringotts, where you actually do happen to get the main head desk area for your goblins and also some other little workstations. I really love the pillars lining the walls there, which look to have some stickers. There's a lot of stickers in this set, a lot more stickers than I had anticipated. Right above the main hall with the chandelier and everything, we have another room, which is inaccurate, but it is what it is. It's more interior space, I guess. You get a working spot for your goblins and just more gold and such. Really, all the gold should just be underground. That's where it's supposed to be. Speaking of prints, we do happen to see the return of that 1x1 circular tile print for the Golden Galleon, which we saw introduced also within that Hogwarts Express set. Great to see that return. Wonder how many more of those are included, because I only see the one at least from this particular picture. Now, probably the part that I'm most confused about is how do we get down to that underground railway system, or is that just meant to be disconnected all entirely? I mean, you don't really see the start of that up there, because technically there should be like a room in the top level of Gringotts in order to actually just get to that railway system and just be able to start going down from there, but I don't know, they just don't include that, I guess. Speaking of the underground, you'll see lots of stalactites and stalagmites. You'll see some vaults. You get Harry's vault, which is really great. You'll also see the Lestrange vault, which is very disappointing with just a regular old goblet piece to represent the Horcrux. And I believe the Philosopher's Stone vault should be referenced in here, if I'm not mistaken. It's just that hard to see in some of these pictures. I'll have to have this in hand to know for sure. Though speaking of some of the smaller details that I do really appreciate, we do get the flowing water, which breaks all the enchantments for those who are trying to break into Gringotts, which breaks the Imperious Curse off Bogrod, Hermione's Polyjuice, as well as the transformation for Ron. Another small detail, which I mentioned briefly, that I really am so happy to see included are the clankers, and I think they turned out really great. Those are used to fend off the dragon, which is another amazing thing to see included within this set. We get brand new molds for that head and also just brand new wing pieces for this. As a whole, I think it turned out alright. I mean, it is a little ugly, which is to be expected considering some of the different connection types that we have with those ball joints and such, but you do happen to get lots of posability, which is great for a play set, but not so much for an 18+ set. One location that we don't really get a good look at the interior for in any of these pictures is the Magical Menagerie, which we're getting for the second time ever in LEGO form. We saw it all the way back in 2001, one of those cardboard sets. I'm going to do a new video on that sometime soon, don't worry. But anyways, this is the sort of pet shop. We see the return of the Pygmy Puff mold from the Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Also looks like we have a frog. Not really too much to say, lots of sticker details on this shop. Looks very, very small and is definitely not the entire building, which is a little disappointing, but it is what it is. I mean, LEGO probably did what they could because there isn't a lot of reference material of the interior of this location, most of which probably is just pure imagination from the designers, which honestly I do not mind. Really, the concerning bit is, why is this included alongside Gringotts and not just separate? Because I think it would have been much better if this was its own separate thing, if they made like another Diagon Alley set to include this and maybe a few other shops like Madame Malkin's and stuff that we are missing and that I'd love to see added to this expansion lineup. Now, before I wrap us up, again, I have to talk about this thing combining with the 2020 set. It is on a base plate, and you can see that we do have this sort of crazy system in order to keep this thing on top of the underground. It's just really interesting to see how this works. I would think LEGO had to do some serious work to make sure that this thing would support itself. I can see a lot of the different ball joint connections using something similar as what we saw with the Stranger Things set way back when. And just again, the ability to have this thing connect with the rest of those sets is probably what most collectors are going to want out of this thing. I can see a lot of people just completely disregarding the underground. As cool as it is, I don't think it's really necessary. And we are supposed to be getting a promo alongside this set on September the 1st, which is currently rumored to be a Gringotts Vault of some type. I'm not exactly sure what that could be, considering we do get Harry's and the Lestrange, as well as one other mystery vault, which I'm assuming to be the Philosopher's Stone vault within this set. Maybe they're going to make something to expand upon that idea, who knows? Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they made another Lestrange Vault sort of set. I would guess we'd see pictures of that closer to the release on September the 1st. Same thing goes for the Advent Calendar. Probably the earliest that we'll see pictures of that, better pictures of that, would be on August the 1st. As for the microscale Hogwarts Castle, that has already been revealed. Looks like a really great set. Love the figure in there, but is it really necessary? And will it compete too much with the more expensive version, which is supposed to be retiring, and that'll probably make that one go on sale even more because the cheaper one will be, I guess, more desirable, though that one still has really great figures and such and may even still overtake this current release. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this set? Are you going to get it day one, or are you going to wait for VIP points, or just do you not care about the underground and just want the top part? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know every time I upload a new video. And you can find all my video reviews for all the other Harry Potter sets released this year in 2023 on the end screen now.